Hi everyone, this is Kavita with the Enlightened Heart, and today I want to share some multiple things that came to me and the lessons that I've had reinforced this year, or new things that I've learned, and really came intuitively to me that this was meant to share with all of you. And so this is a bit of a vulnerable video. Usually when I come and talk to you, I talk about things that I've heard in my clients, and of course things that come up for me. So this year has been, I'm sure, particularly difficult for you, as it's been for me as well, with all the things happening around me, all the pain and suffering that I'm seeing, and really wanting to help as much as possible and not knowing where to begin. And also the lack of control that I have over what's happening around me in the collective and even in my own personal life. And so these are some things that I've learned. So the first thing that I've learned, or actually it's been reinforced at a different level, is that people will show you who they are. Okay, and so who they are and where they are at this moment in time. So I've seen through crises, through difficult times, is when people really show what's underneath. What is underneath that veneer? What is underneath what they show to the world? The face they show to the world, right? And so what I've learned with this is when we're under pressure, then what's underneath is going to come out. Now, this does not mean that people cannot change. What it means is that it's a point of change. It's a choice point, right? And so when a person is showing you what's underneath, what's going on for them, it's really important for you to first notice, acknowledge that. And then the really vital for your own well-being is to not take it personally. And so whatever a person's reaction is, whether it is, isolation, whether it's lashing out, or whatever it is they end up doing, it really isn't about you, because it is their own reaction to what you're doing. And the same, of course, applies to me or to yourself, right? So if you're reacting to someone, it's really about your own inquiry into your own inner being versus, focusing on the other person. So this has come up for me over and over again this year, relationships and, being putting to the test with all the stress. And so really being clear about who a person truly is and whether they are a person that I'm meant to have a relationship with right now. The second thing is that some issues that I thought that were, I dealt with that, I'm done with that, I worked through that, felt like they had resurfaced. And so in reality, they resurfaced at a different level. Okay. And so it's been described, I've heard it been described as a spiral. Like as we're moving through our lives, right? We come back to some other point that was a similar challenge that we have, but it is at a different level. And so I've been recognizing some things that have been underneath, some challenging, like for me, it's like the people pleasing, wanting people to like me, all those things, not wanting to cause conflict or rock the boat, right? So those types of things. And it's definitely at a different level. It's nowhere near where it was 5-10 years ago. So that's another realization that I had. The third one is that we can get used to a lot, right? And so, of course, I've known this before, but it reminds me of that analogy of a frog in hot water, right? So when you put and this is really sad for animal cruelty, so please excuse that and really go with the symbolism of this analogy. If you put frog in water and then you heat up the water, it's not going to notice the heat, that it's being hotter. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And so as we started this year and we've been exposed to stress, right? It's been a little bit more and a little bit more, and then another surge, and then more and more and more. And now we've got used to this in a way that we're managing it, hopefully, and we're doing what we can to take care of ourselves through this. But it's almost like, as people say, the new normal. And it's not normal, right? And so the idea that we can get used to a lot will hopefully show you how resilient you are and what you can handle, and give you the courage in the future to take the risks and know you can handle it. Okay? Because look what you've been through this year, and look how you're doing. Okay? And and so the final realization is that you have a choice. We have a choice of how we react and respond to what's happening. We have a choice of living consciously, unconsciously. Okay, so choosing to live consciously means that we are paying attention to how we feel. We're paying attention to our emotions that are guidance, right? And what our emotions are telling us, and even what's underneath those emotions. And we also can choose when it's time not to engage, when it's time not to be on social media. We can choose when it's time that we need to take care of ourselves and unplug and, nurture ourselves. So, those are really important realizations that I had this year. Some of this is review for me. It's things that I've already known. It's things that I needed to learn at a different level. But I wanted to share this with you, and hopefully it will help you with your life and how this connects to some things that are happening for you. And so you can continue to move forward in your aligned way. So this is Kavita with the Enlightened Heart. And if you are feeling the need or you are ready to receive some aligned support, I'd love to talk to you. I have a link to apply for a 30-minute complimentary clarity session, and I'd love to speak with you if you are ready to look at your life, make the changes, learn to manage these things, and maybe this time has got you to realize that you can handle the changes that you want to create. So this is Kavita. Take good care. Until next time.